When the game first came out, I made a video going over some things that you should try to do every day, but honestly the game has updated a lot since then, so I wanted to make an updated version of this list going over 10 things that you should try and do every single day in Splatoon 3. There's honestly a lot of essential daily activities that you should partake in so you can make the most out of the game and progress nicely. And just other fun things to enjoy once the day rolls over. So let's jump right into this list. Starting us off, you should check in on all of the shops so you can see if there's any new gear or items that you want to collect. There is a lot of gear in the game, and Nintendo has recently updated it so you can see more gear than ever before in the shops, which is a really great quality of life update. Not to mention that since the game has launched, we have a ton of new gear as well, so it'll be even harder than before to find specific things that you've wanted to. So it's definitely worth checking in every single day so that you can see if there's any gear you want, or perhaps if there's a piece of gear with a better ability that you could exchange for. Keep in mind that if you have the Inkopolis DLC, the shopkeepers will sell the same stuff that you can get in Splatsville, so there is no change there. Speaking of gear, you should take a look around the two hub worlds if you happen to have the Inkopolis DLC as well, and talk to people and see what gear they're currently wearing. You can actually purchase gear from anyone who is hanging around in the hub world, so this is another great way of getting gear. You're limited with how much you can really get per day, but Merch or Spike will be able to give you this gear once you've selected the purchase. Something important to keep in mind is that you won't be able to buy gear that has been received from an amiibo. This is something you can only get from an amiibo figure. But generally, most gear that you see people wearing around the hub world is something that you can collect. It's just a neat way of getting more items if the shops don't have what you want that day and you're feeling a little bit impatient, or perhaps you see something with a nice ability that you've been looking for so long. With the Inkopolis DLC, I believe you get a different selection of people to talk to as well, so there's even more chances at getting gear you've been looking for. You can also check the SplatNet free app. Nintendo has a Nintendo Switch Online app which you can download, and from there you'll be able to get exclusive gear which you can only find on the app, so this is definitely something important to check every single day. You can also find gear here with interesting abilities and such, so it's a really cool piece of functionality that's kind of outside the game, but is directly connected with it. I believe you can get this app on pretty much any modern smartphone, so I definitely recommend giving it a download. It is a great companion for the game and has a whole bunch of other functionality that is really useful as a Splatoon player, like schedules and such, so it is really good. Next, head into the lobby and every single day you will get a much cheaper first pull on the shell-out machine. Rather than costing you the usual 30,000, for your first pull of the day it will only cost 5,000, which is a huge discount. The shell-out machine can contain all kinds of interesting things, and more recently, it can actually contain rewards from the previous catalogs. So if you missed any of those, like emotes that you didn't get, you should be able to get them from the shell-out machine if you're pretty lucky. Not to mention that it can give you a bunch of other great rewards like exclusive items, banners, ability chunks, and honestly, so much more. So I definitely recommend using your cheaper shell-out pull every single day. It's definitely something that you won't want to miss. Especially if you missed any of the rewards from those previous catalogs in the game, hopefully you'll be able to get some of those from the shell-out machine. You should also aim to get your first win of the day. This will give you a really nice boost in experience points. This first win of the day can be obtained from either regular battles or it can be obtained from Salmon Run, so you can pick and choose which you'd like to get your first win from. This is definitely a great bonus which will help you level up your catalog a lot faster. It's a great way to make some good progress with that. I think it's definitely important to get into the routine of trying to get your first win of the day every single day, and you'll find yourself passively making some good progress, even if maybe one day you don't have a ton of time to play. Speaking of Salmon Run, next you should see which King Salmonid is currently available. Now you can do this with a special website designed by Oatmeal Dome, which I'll link down in the description. It gives you a full schedule of what is currently going on for Salmon Run, and it will also show you which of the King Salmonids is currently available for you to battle against. There are definitely benefits against battling each one. Maybe you're trying to make progress towards your medals, or perhaps you just find a certain boss a lot easier. I know a lot of people find Ouroboros quite easy at the moment compared to Kohozuna, so maybe it'd be good to check which rotation is currently going on and jump in if you like the sound of the King Salmonid. Although generally speaking, I just recommend you play a lot of Salmon Run anyways because it's so much fun and the rewards are definitely worth it. For those of you who have worked hard on the story mode of the game, you should have unlocked the Shel-Drone, which will allow you to use 999 power eggs a day to collect some interesting rewards. These are usually different types of items, but I believe you can get other stuff as well, like experience tickets and such. So I definitely think it's worth using this little gadget every single day if you have unlocked it, just to get a nice little extra bonus. It is quite a lot of power eggs, but I think if you make your progress through a lot of the levels, you're going to have a ton of these left over anyways. Now this one is definitely more optional, but I still think it's worth doing. Every day you should take a look around the hub world, not just to see what gear people have, but also to gauge what opinions people are sharing on the current events of the game. Especially when major events are happening, you'll often see people sharing interesting tips and tricks in the hub world, so I definitely recommend seeing what people have to say. Yeah, a lot of the time it's just memes with funny images, but still, it's Splatoon's public forum, so I think it can be worth seeing what people are discussing. I've surprisingly found quite a few interesting secrets and details from these posts, so I recommend checking them out. Now, back to the catalog. It is generally recommended that every single day you should try to get at least 2 catalog levels if you want to get to catalog level 100 by the end of the season. Now, I know that quite a few of my viewers are completing their catalog time and time again, but there's also plenty of you out there who haven't managed to complete some of the past catalogs, and you've been struggling with that a lot. So yeah, it seems like if you do manage to complete at least 2 catalog levels every day, you'll have a really good shot at finally getting to level 100 by the end of the season. Combine this with things like your first win of the day, and honestly, you shouldn't find it too difficult. Just put in a little bit of time every single day and you should eventually get there. Finally, in at number 10, you should try to play Tableturf every day. Nintendo of course updated Tableturf so that you can now play online, which is really fantastic, and something that honestly I didn't realize myself is just how many cool exclusive rewards you can actually get from Tableturf Battle. Not only do you unlock a bunch of different characters to fight against and a whole bunch of different stages and such, but you can actually get exclusive rewards like an exclusive emote that honestly I had no idea about at all. There's also a whole bunch of locker decorations and such, so I definitely think it is worth playing this at least a little bit every single day. The more progress and the more you rank up, the better rewards you're going to get, and eventually you might find yourself making it to rank 50, which honestly doesn't seem that hard compared to some of the other level up requirements that we've got in this game, so I think it's worth trying to play at least a decent amount of Tableturf Battle. But let me know in the comments section down below, what daily activities do you like to partake in Splatoon 3? What are some of your favorite and most essential things to do? I would love to hear your thoughts. If you made it to the end of the video, then be sure to comment Splat Gang down below so I know that you did. If you enjoyed, then be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on notifications for more Splatoon 3 content.